Have you seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
Oh,
Maybe?
years ago.
And the aunt is like talking about the menopause. I
The
Oh, I
think
haven't.
menopause.
Gosh.
I think that is
The
so
menopause.
it's
The
so
menopause.
funny because she talks
Yes.
like it's a disease. Like
Yeah.
she
Well,
says like the hormones. And I think
yes.
like some of it is true because
hmm
I think for some women, and I feel like I'm one of those women, I think my hormones like really play a role in my everyday, like
Oh,
how I'm feeling.
absolutely. Absolutely, they
And
do.
I can relate to her. And I mean, not to that extent, but I just think
hmm
I find humor in it because it's like, yeah, I might have an
Oh,
unborn twin in me somewhere. I mean, I don't know. Welcome to Three Little Fishes. We're three sisters who grew up in the Midwest together, but have since spread across the country. I live in Los Angeles.
I'm in Nashville.
And I live in Philadelphia. We are all married with children, have all had careers, but now we stay at home with our families. Join us as we share secrets and stories about being women, wives, and mothers.
We welcome you to laugh along, learn something new, reach out, and join our conversation.
So let's jump in. What's up, fishes? What's up, fishes?
Good to see you.
So Johanna and Tim got to go see Wicked, a sneak preview, and they said it was amazing. So if you are a Wicked fan and a theater fan, they say you're going to love Wicked 2. It opens this Friday. Go check it out.
Okay.
That's cool. She got
That
to
is
see
fun.
it ahead of time.
Mhm.
What a treat. Yeah, super neat.
Mhm.
Okay, you guys, today on the pod, on our radar, the menopause and what's for dinner. But before we get started, I just want to invite you all to go check out our website, threelittlefishes.com/show notes and subscribe. When you go there and you hit subscribe, you can get our show notes, all the recipes, everything that we've talked about. It's for free. And all you have to do is sign up with your email.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. What's on our radar? So this morning, I came home after only being gone a couple hours, and I walked in the back door. Our carpet was in a huge ball, all like ripped to shreds. And I was like,
Wait a minute.
really?
Your doormat, like the one that's like by your garage door, that big, heavy, like water hog?
This is the interesting point about this. So it is like a water-based, like, I think we got it from Orvis, so they're pretty
Yeah.
heavy mats.
Yeah.
She went to town and ate all that rubber stuff.
Well, rubber's
And-
delicious.
So
Well, I
did
have
she
no-
just chew it and spit it out, or do you have to like go get her stomach
I don't
pumped?
know. She's not getting her stomach pumped because I'm like too mad at her.
Oh,
I
Pen
think
vet, here we come.
I've already spent like a gazillion dollars at that place.
Yeah, they probably send you like a holiday gift basket every
they
year.
should.
I mean, your dog's been eating a lot of stuff she's not supposed to. Like, isn't for Halloween, didn't she eat like plastic eyeballs or something? And now she's eating like rubber mats. Like,
Oh,
what's
I don't
next?
think that's the worst. The
No,
worst one when she
she-
ate the wall. Remember, she ate
Oh,
the
yeah.
wall.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, last year when she was a
Yeah.
puppy, she ate
Yeah,
the
she
corner
ate
of
the
our
wall.
drywall.
yeah. I would say, I mean, not to like, not to be judgy, but it sounds like she's not having a lot of supervision.
I guess that tells me I can't leave her out of her crate anymore.
You know, Kathy, I also am having like a tiny bit of dog drama. Our 5-year-old, I took him in yesterday because he was kind of like scratching an ear. He has a
Oh,
double ear
no.
infection.
Oh,
And then the vet was like, so it's a yeast infection. It's probably brought on because the dog loves to swim in the pool. And she goes, really what you should do is take a cotton ball and wipe out his ears every time he gets out of the water.
oh
And I
gosh.
was like,
I mean, no.
what planet are you living on? I'm not doing that. It's a dog.
mean-
Like, I'll dry him off. I'll try to but I'm not
Yeah.
having a bag of like cotton balls by the door so I can wipe out his ears.
You could like
This
follow
is
him
crazy
around all
talk.
day. Yeah.
Right. I mean, please, it's a water dog. It's gonna, I don't know. I was like, okay, yeah, that's a great idea. Let me get on that. No.
Well, this is his first one in
Yeah,
5 years.
and he's
So, I mean,
5.
it's not
He's fine.
chronic,
No,
right? It's
he's
one
fine.
time, hopefully.
He's
And hopefully it doesn't
100%
get like
fine.
pillow ear. Like our dog got pillow ear
I
in
know.
I
both
remember
ears.
that.
I remember that.
So hopefully you don't
Yeah.
have that.
We're those people. We have all these animals. Kathy and I have been talking about sourdough because Kathy, we talked about this online about how everybody's going to start their own sourdough starter.
We
again.
all are supposed to be doing sourdough,
Yes.
Nancy.
So I want to hear the update, girls. Like, what's going on with your sourdough
Kathy,
starter?
how's it going? Have you made your first loaf?
So, no, the loaf has not been made yet because I am having issues with the starter. I
No,
keep
you're
feeding it. Well, I showed you that picture. It had lots of bubbles, and I thought, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
super happy.
Yeah,
I'm going on like day 9.
that's okay.
And then I did the little water test to test.
That's not a super reliable. What you want to see
Oh.
is a lot of bubbles, and you want to see it double. So once it doubles when you feed it, and it's past day 7, I think you can start using it.
Oh,
Minimally,
okay.
you can start using your discard because you do have happy starter, and it's got a lot of bubbles in it. I'm not like a sourdough specialist or anything, but like I've been doing it for a couple of years. You're going to be fine. Start using it. Nancy, how's your sourdough starter going?
I have not started it yet.
I don't understand what's wrong with you. You're the one that cooks the most.
I know. I think
No,
that
what's the prop, Nancy?
Like, what's
I think
going
that
on?
I'm having anxiety about it because over COVID, I tried to make sourdough and the starter, and I never worked out. And I think I'm having PTSD about it. And also, it's just, I'm feeling like it's a time commitment that I have to work, like I have to deal with it every single day. Like, will I forget?
Well, you do for 7 days. And then once it gets going, you can leave it in your refrigerator, and then you can, ignore it for a few days or a week even, or 2 weeks. And after it becomes really mature, you can leave it in the refrigerator. If you leave it for a month and you pull it out, it'll have like hooch on the top of it that you can just pour out and you feed it, and
I'm
revives
sorry.
itself.
Did you just say hooch?
Yeah, it's hooch. That's what they call it. It's this like liquid that means your starter is so hungry and it kind of liquefies, and people can stir it in too. I usually just pour it out. It's like really
you
sour.
just told me that Kathy's been doing this for 9 days and she still hasn't made a loaf of bread. So it feels like,
but that's
I think I'm on 8 days, Nancy. 8 days.
So,
but yeah.
How many more days does she have to wait?
She doesn't. She could cook now.
So I should try it tonight?
Yeah, just jump in. Just do it.
All right. I will say that I did not make sourdough, but I did make Julia Child's white sandwich bread.
Now,
and it was very good.
I've made that before. It's really good.
We were all supposed to do this together. Nancy.
Okay. All right. I commit today that I will, or this week, I will have some forward progress. Okay.
Okay. We're going to hold you to it.
All right. I mean, I've heard it before. So the other thing I think that I have noticed I'm doing a lot of beyond online shopping is all these like holiday movies are popping up. And I had the house to myself the other night and I watched an old holiday movie, Meet Me in St. Louis. So I don't know if it's technically a Christmas movie, but it does have White Christmas in it. Judy Garland sings White Christmas, which is amazing.
I know you love that movie. You love it.
I started watching a Christmas movie.
What'd you watch?
My husband's like, oh, what are you doing? Is this now the Hallmark Christmas month that we're going to watch a movie? I said, yep, it started. So Alicia Silverstone is in a new movie. It's called A Merry Little Xmas. And it's about,
oh my gosh, I know this, with Oliver Hudson.
Yes. It's actually, I thought it was cute. So I think you all should watch it. I think our viewers should watch it too. Little Fishes.
Is Oliver Hudson, is he a good actor? I mean,
Like, yeah, I thought he did a good job.
It's like a
He's
Hallmark
the
movie. How good
ex.
do you have to be? Like, oh no, the lights fell down. I mean, I don't think there's anything like really deep happening in those movies.
I mean, the one thing about this show is there's a character in this movie called Chet, and he's like, she's getting a divorce from her husband, and so Chet's like the new like little boyfriend fling or whatever, and he is funny in this movie.
Chet, you like Chet?
Yeah, because he's so like out there. He like gets naked, and he's like,
Wait, Hallmark is showing you a naked body?
it's not Hallmark. It's on Netflix. Yeah.
But it's not HBO Max. It's kind of in between.
No. No.
How detailed are we getting? Maybe I'll be in.
I mean, I
yeah.
don't-
You just see Chet shirtless is up.
Merry
as raunchy as it
Christmas.
gets.
You're my chestnuts.
Oh gosh. Okay, well,
I don't know what's getting over it.
Kathy, I am on board with you. I think it's the time of year to embrace the silly movies, the traditional
Yeah, let's get in the holiday
all of it.
spirit.
Like let's just
Come
get
on.
happy. You want to see a half naked Chet? Let's do it. Bring it on.
That doesn't sound
I'm
half
in.
naked.
It's so funny though. When I saw a clip for this because I was on Netflix watching something else, and I'm going to say something super mean, but like Alicia Silverstone, I get so distracted by her lisp that I find myself like watching her mouth and like not watching the show. I don't know why I can't get over that.
Does she have that? I don't think I've ever noticed.
I don't, it's honestly, when you said that, I was like trying to think, did I notice she lisped? Because I normally do.
Yeah,
like,
because you're a
recognize
dentist, so
that.
I would think that would be something you would.
But
like,
I must have been
really
like
pay attention
enamored
to.
with Chet that I was like
Yeah,
not
you're
paying
so
attention to her.
I will tell you, like my old thing with Alicia Silverstone, I loved her in Clueless so much.
She was
As
great.
if.
Yeah.
She was good in that movie.
Do you know how much time I spend with something I'm going to put on my feet? Like, let alone anywhere else. I mean, it's such some fun lines.
Yeah.
She's like, should I leave him a note?
She was a good one.
Yeah.
She was so good
Okay.
in that. Yeah.
All right, Nancy, that is your homework. Linda, you guys got to watch it.
Tim, get ready. Here comes the Hallmark Channel and Netflix series. According to Kathy, you're welcome. Or maybe he'll just be like Peter and put in his like AirPods and be like, good night.
And rolls over like, okay.
Okay, you guys, let's jump in.
So this week we had the pleasure of interviewing a woman who specializes in perimenopause and menopause. And she spent some time educating us about all of the different symptoms and possible solutions and getting your life back during that time of life. So one thing I really think everybody should hear that she talked about that was really powerful to me, and I wish somebody would have told me this, in my late 30s, early 40s, is if you're not feeling like yourself and you go to the doctor and they say, well, this is just part of the process and they don't offer you any solutions, walk out and don't go back. There's no reason to not feel comfortable in your own skin and really advocate for yourself. Life,
Yeah,
the medical community is catching up finally. So, listen to that part of the pod. It was, it's empowering.
Yes, it was a great conversation. And because it ran really long. So we chopped it in two. So this week is about menopause. And in 2 weeks, it will be all about skincare. Here's our interview with Kim.
Kim, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So for our listeners, who are you and what do you do, Kim?
I am a nurse practitioner. Name is Kim Engelhardt, and I treat women going through perimenopause and menopause with hormone therapy. And I also have a medical aesthetics practice where I focus on skin.
Why don't you
Excited.
tell us like a little bit about perimenopause and menopause and sort of like some of the credentials that you have recently acquired in this like realm of.
So my journey has been a little um, not straight, if you will. I've been a nurse for many years and a nurse practitioner for so many years. But what happened was I have a practice where I focus on medical aesthetics, and so I've had been in that industry for going on 10 years now. And as I age, and as the majority of the ladies that I take care of through that practice, they age, and so I found myself just spending my days talking to women, and kind of we were just sort of commiserating about the
Yeah.
experiences that we're going through. And um I just kind of kept hearing the same thing, like well, my doctor didn't want to prescribe me anything, or I didn't even know that was a symptom. And so really the catalyst that changed for me was when I went to my own doctor and decided to have the conversation about, the symptoms I've been having. And what I was told was that, well, I was just completely brushed off, and I was told, well, we'll talk about that when you're ready. And so it was very dismissive. And this was a provider that I'd gone to for over 20 years. And
Yeah.
so I decided, this is not okay. Like, women deserve better. And I had a history. I had previously worked in endocrinology as a nurse practitioner. So I had a background in hormones. And so I decided to just dive a little deeper and educate myself.
Hmm.
And so that's what I've done. And back in January, was able to launch a new practice where I'm doing telehealth appointments for ladies, focused purely on perimenopause and menopause, and helping them also with some weight maintenance and some weight issues. And recently, I became certified through the Menopause Society as a Menopause Society certified practitioner. So that's sort of the only legitimate certification that you can get to
Hmm.
really show your credentials as a menopause provider. I mean,
Hmm.
meaning,
Which is
this is
crazy, right?
it. Well, I think it is crazy, but the issue is, a lot of times people often just assume this is your OBGYN's responsibility. Like, go see your OBGYN, talk to them about your
Yeah.
menopause system. And what I want to see, and what is currently happening, is it's really becoming any provider's business. Like, it shouldn't just be on your OBGYN, because menopause really affects so many different parts of your body.
Hmm.
And they can't, I mean, they're overwhelmed already with, trying to take care of their patients. And so the Menopause Society likes, they're trying to encourage more providers to become educated and become aware. And so they, develop the certification to encourage people to do that. So I'm really excited about it. And so far it's been very rewarding to be able to help women
Yeah.
just feel better.
So is there like a common, so perimenopause is like kind of as you're edging into menopause, which can start
Yes.
anytime between like 35 and 45, right?
Yes. I mean, there's such a big window
Yeah.
of time. Like, some women can start having perimenopausal symptoms, you're correct, in their 30s. And they may not even know that that's what it is, and because some of the symptoms are so camouflaged by just other things.
What could those camouflage symptoms be?
So some women just start having changes in their menstrual period, like they'll have more, heaviness, or they start getting their periods more often, or there's just some change, and they just don't really even know that that's actually related to. They may be 39 and not even have thought about menopause yet, because they think I'm
Hmm.
just too young.
Yeah.
Other changes are weight. Like, there's just a change in how our metabolism changes, how we store fat changes, as that, estrogen starts to go down. So some women just start noticing, I am doing nothing different, but I am I've gained 20 pounds and I've done nothing different. I'm eating the
Mhm.
same, I'm working out the same. Again, they may not equate that to the transition. Joint aches, pains, brain fog. There are so many things that women often just kind of chalk off to,
Oh
like,
my
I
well,
mean,
I'm just taking all these notes. It's like so funny that you're here today. I woke up with
yes,
a big zit on my face. My
yes,
clothes are fitting a little different, even though I'm fitting in them. And like you
yes,
said, I'm not
yeah.
eating any different or working
hmm
out any different.
yes.
And crazy thing too is like my libido is like increasing, which
Oh,
feels
okay.
so weird to me
hmm
considering that I'm zitty and feeling,
Yes.
fat.
Well, so that, first of all, yay for you, because
Yay for your husband.
um, that I will say is probably one of the most common things that I'm hearing from my patients is the opposite, is where, the libido is not increasing, it's in fact decreasing. And it's problematic,
Yeah.
for especially women who are in a relationship. And so that is very common. But the issue with um, hormones is that it is very chaotic during the transition phase. So some days it's, your estrogen levels are really high and some days they're really low. So there's really no consistency to it. And that's why a lot of women are dismissed because they will go and get labs done. That's because that's the only thing some providers know to do. Well, let's check your labs and let's see where you are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then they're normal.
Yeah.
And so the provider at that point just moves on and says, well, your
Yeah.
lab's normal. So,
Yeah.
but you really have to take the time to talk to people and to listen to them, because nobody's story is the same as the person next to them. And so it's really important to just listen and understand what you're going through, and then try to find some ways to help, make you feel better, feel like yourself again.
I'm so much older than both of you ladies, and I have talked to a bunch of like my girlfriends, and it's interesting because the variety of complaints, like I have one friend who is like, I was about to lose my mind. Like I
hmm
literally was like about to get in my car and drive away from everything because I
hmm
can't,
Oh.
like I was just so overwhelmed by everything was overwhelming her. And then I have
yes.
another friend who was like, I haven't slept in months through the
hmm
night. I'm exhausted. My head is pounding. And then I have like another friend who's like, I don't know what you girls are talking about. I'm older than you and I'm fine. So
hmm
it can be such a bleak time. And then
yes.
you're still expected to kind of like live your life and do all the things that
hmm
we do normally
yes,
with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's very tricky. Like I know for me, what I learned back in the day, I had so much estrogen that I was like hemorrhaging every month. And it
hmm
went on for like 8 months. And I kept going to specialists and they kept telling me everything was fine and blah, blah, blah. And I ended up in the ER like with two blood
hmm
transfusions because like
yes.
I had lost so much blood and I wasn't in my right mind. And I
No.
finally realized after that that, you have to be such an advocate for yourself. And it's so counterintuitive as women to be like,
hmm
what do you mean this is normal? It can't be normal. Help me.
exactly. And I had a similar situation with myself. Like, again, had changes, went to the doctor, same thing, just increased heaviness with bleeding, and was offered different options to address the bleeding. Um, but no one ever, I saw two specialists in OBGYN, and neither one ever mentioned this is because of perimenopause. This
Hmm.
is because of your transition. The only thing that was ever mentioned to me was, well, in 5 6 years from now, like this, you won't have to worry about it because you'll be menopausal then. And so it's
Yeah.
like they just didn't even recognize that the honestly, the transition is sometimes the hardest part for women. So once they
Hmm.
become menopausal, which by definition means you have not had a menstrual period for 12 months, then it's 1 day and that's menopause. And so anything prior to that, you are perimenopausal or
Mhm.
premenopausal before you
Mhm.
start having symptoms. And then anything after that is postmenopausal. So
Okay.
in the old way of thinking is nothing really mattered until you were menopausal. And so you had to go for a whole year without having a period before anybody thought that you were any treatment was warranted, put it that way.
Mm.
So thankfully now, like times are changing and we
Yeah.
have such great evidence and just more information to show not only do if you start treatment earlier, people feel better,
Mhm.
but it also is beneficial for your overall health
Mhm.
to intervene earlier.
Yeah.
Why were women having to suffer so much? Like, I know that this is like a hot topic right now.
Hmm.
People are talking more about it, which is amazing, but it
Yes.
feels like we suffer a lot.
Yes,
And
well, we do. And that's a very complicated answer, but I will say this: women generally just aren't studied a lot in medicine, and especially women beyond the age of reproduction, which is
yeah,
unfortunate because not my opinion, but in society's view, a lot of women like your value goes down once you are beyond the age of producing children, they just haven't put a lot of time and effort into studying women. The other
yeah,
thing that was most unfortunate was about, a little over 20 years ago, there was a big study done that unfortunately the data was misinterpreted.
Mhm.
And so what that study did, or what the findings, what it caused was hormones were taken away from everyone. Like they were
Mhm.
deemed they
Well,
were deemed
everybody thought you
unsafe.
would get cancer, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you were going to have a
Yeah.
stroke and you were going to get breast cancer. So,
oh
Mhm.
gosh,
and I was one of those providers. Like I had finished my nurse practitioner training the year that that was released. And so I was part of that, you know, group that took women off of hormones just because we thought at the time that was what was the safest thing. And so, it was a huge disservice. An entire generation of women unfortunately suffered with symptoms and declining health because of that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
so it's we've learned a lot, and they have actually reevaluated that, and the data that they released was just not. It was flawed. So
Mhm.
yeah,
it's a very nuanced discussion to have with your provider about if hormones are right for you or not, but they're certainly not the dangerous scary, option that they have been painted to be for the last 20 years.
Mhm. Mhm.
So if
Definitely.
somebody were to come to you and like say, listen, my skin is breaking out, I'm having a hard time sleeping, my, I'm putting on weight, I just don't feel, I don't know this body.
Hmm.
Is there like a simple answer, like for me, maybe, like I feel like this is a new development for me.
Hmm.
Is there something, is there not an easy pill to take or something, but is there a simple answer for me to kind of get to know this body again and feel like myself? Or will I never feel like my old self and now I have to learn to appreciate this new body?
Like we're never going to be back to our 35, 30-year-old self. Like we are changing, our bodies are changing.
Mm.
But I think what's important is that you don't have to completely lose yourself. Like that part of my own journey was I didn't feel like myself and I couldn't put my finger on it. Like I just knew like I was not myself.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
but with part of it is just educating. I've learned, well, okay, well this makes sense now because that's why I'm feeling this way. So finding someone that you can talk to listen to you and listen to what your specific symptoms are, and they can educate you on why you're feeling that way, and then offer you some options that are going to help you feel better. But the important thing to know is even with, if you are in a position where you could benefit from taking hormone therapy, you're still only looking at about like our goal is to get you about a 60 to 80% improvement in your symptoms. Like it's
Okay.
unrealistic to think that you're going to feel 100% better.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
yeah, that's just not realistic. So,
okay.
the goal is to feel better and to improve your health. And there are so many ways to do that. It's not black and white, it's not cookie cutter. So, I think again, the most important thing is just to find somebody that is willing to listen to you. And that's what a lot of women struggle with. They don't want
Mhm.
to be, they can't find somebody that wants to spend the time to
Yeah.
to listen to them.
Yeah.
Um,
I notice as I've aged, I'm like shriveling up and drying out, like a little like
I just did
shrivelly raisin, like on every level, like head to toe, shriveled up, dried out.
yes.
What are some of the tips that you can give the shriveled up old lady? How can we help?
Well, there's science behind that. So, estrogen is a very important hormone that helps with not only moisture in our skin, but like throughout our body.
Yeah.
So, as you start to lose that, you are going to notice like more skin dryness, collagen decreases, which helps. Collagen is what makes our skin youthful and
Yeah.
glowy and plump. So, all those things start to go away as you age and lose estrogen, but it's also not just in your face, like it's throughout your body. Like a
Yeah.
lot of women, they just present because they're so itchy, like they don't know
Right.
why, but they're so
Yeah.
itchy and they cannot understand it. And
Like
you put
the
them,
elephant skin on the tops of the
yes,
thighs. Like,
yes,
Oh
what
my
in the hell happened
God.
there? That's not right.
exactly. So a lot of times, if you just like again, and it's not for everyone, and there's this, you have to have a discussion with your provider, but a lot of women, they will get on estrogen and they just stop itching. And
Okay.
it's such a relief. And like some women never itch. Like
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
not something that bothers
Just
them.
look
So,
ugly.
but it's just the changes, it's kind of like, that hormone it's there are receptors just throughout the body, and so people generally just associate estrogen with reproduction and with your
Yeah.
menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's pervasive all through the body.
Like I know what's hot right now is people drinking collagen. Like
Yes.
Hmm.
I know that Lynn definitely likes it. I think Kathy does too. I think
Mhm.
my
Hmm.
parents are even drinking it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm like, does this work? Should I like
Hmm.
take this myself? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
um I'm sort of on the fence about it. So I have a lot of people ask me that, and from a physiology standpoint, it doesn't make a lot of sense that
Okay.
drinking collagen is going to be able to make a change
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
your skin. But I have had enough people tell me that they really see a difference with using it.
Mhm.
So it's like anything, if you feel like it's helping you and if it's not causing you any harm, then I don't see any harm in using it. I don't use
Mhm.
it personally I don't drink collagen or take any collagen supplements, but
Yeah.
um I think it's just a preference if you want
Yeah.
to do it or not.
The other thing I like to do, what I've noticed as I've aged, is vitamin D is such a big deal,
It is. Now
right?
that yes, that I absolutely get
I mean, they're
behind.
laughing because I'm kind of a witch doctor, so I'm always like
She's
trying to
like,
come up with like how can I make life better, blah blah blah, you know what I mean, without the prescription. And so I take vitamin D with K every
Mhm.
day,
Yes,
you
that's
know.
good. Vitamin D and calcium, I would say, would be like what I recommend most for women, just because here's a frightening statistic for you. One in two women will have an osteoporotic fracture in their
Yeah.
lifetime.
oh,
So half of us will
Yeah.
have a fracture
I'm writing this down. K and D
related to
and D.
weak bones. And
Mhm.
here's another kind of terrifying statistic that you may not know, is that you have the most accelerated rate of bone loss during the final years of your perimenopause transition and into your menopause transition. So a lot of
Hmm.
times, the years that women may not even be aware that this
Yeah.
is what's happening to their body, and especially they may not even being given any advice or guidance on what they can be doing to strengthen their bones and to preserve their bones. Vitamin D, calcium are great to do to help with our bone strength. The other thing is just weightlifting.
Yeah.
Lifting weights at least twice a week is what's going to keep your bones strong, and
Mhm.
staying
Wow.
active. And then of course, estrogen, that's one of the things that has been approved for is for osteopenia, which is where your bones are weakening. They're not quite to what's called
Mhm.
osteoporosis, but it's definitely scary to think,
Yeah.
um, you break a hip or you break a vertebra in your back, and then a lot of times that alone will increase your risk of death by like 30% in the first
Yeah.
year. So
Wow.
it's terrifying, and so definitely vitamin D, calcium, getting your exercise in, weightlifting, doing all you can, because it's so much easier to keep the bone that you have instead of trying to build new bone, because we're kind of on this it's kind of like with our skin cells is how our bones are. Like, you're constantly making new skin cells, but we're also kind of breaking down and exfoliating skin cells. So
Right.
the
Yeah.
same thing's happening with your bones, and but what happens is, as you age, the breaking down process is more accelerated than the building process. So you
Right.
get to a point where you cross that threshold where you get weak, fragile bones.
Okay, is it ever too late to build up your bones? Like, do you ever miss a window of being like, you know what, I haven't been doing this and I'm now 45,
No, it's never too
50?
late. It's never too
Okay.
late. I mean, again, there are certain times where you're going to probably be at a bigger disadvantage, just because if you have lost more bone, it's harder to get it back. So definitely the sooner you start, the better. But I mean, as long as you're capable, it's never too
Yeah.
late to make those changes to try to increase that bone density.
So do you have any tricks for sleep then?
Well, so sleep, that is another very common symptom that women um, report is, I cannot fall asleep, or
Mhm.
I fall asleep and I wake up at 3 a.m. and I'm wide
Yeah,
awake and I lay there and
that's
I look,
me.
yeah, and I cannot get back to sleep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the hormone progesterone plays a big role in sleep. And when you are transitioning through perimenopause into menopause, your progesterone just goes away. Like, it like falls off a cliff and it doesn't come back. Compare it's gone.
That's
Gone.
So the
Bye-bye.
different peace out progesterone. So the difference is, whereas estrogen, you kind of get this surge. It's like a roller coaster of
Yeah.
estrogen. You get a lot and then none, and then a lot and none. Where
yeah.
progesterone, it just goes and it's gone. So progesterone, some people refer to it as the calm, sleepy hormone, because it just kind of helps calm you and
Mhm.
helps you
Yeah.
sleep. So a lot of women will report they feel more anxious. Their anxiety ramps up during those years. They don't know
Mhm.
why, but they just
Mhm.
feel like they're, more anxious. So if you can start a lady on some progesterone, I mean, it is like a light switch for a lot of them. Like, the light switch just like it goes off, if you will. Like,
Yeah,
and
so
they're
you can
Yeah.
finally,
sleep
yes. And then,
and calm.
I mean, you will be, if you're not sleeping, you don't feel well the next day.
Right.
So that can
Right.
contribute to more of that irritability, that
Yeah.
anxiety, that brain fog, the fatigue, all of that. So progesterone is a very safe option. It's given at nighttime. Again, it helps you sleep better. So if that's something that you are a candidate for, that's what I offer usually first for my patients who are having difficulty with sleeping. And then, of course, just the regular sleep health, things like trying to not be on your phone at late at night and things like that, and just decrease the
Yeah.
stimulation right before you go to bed. But sometimes you can do all that and you still can't sleep. And
Yeah.
so,
Or you fall asleep and you wake up in the middle of the night, which is what I
yeah.
used to have. So,
Yeah.
Um, so I am in menopause now, so kind of
Hmm.
like there's really no symptoms or anything other than making sure I get enough calcium and vitamin
Hmm.
D, and I do weight lift and try and exercise and stuff like that, so I'm kind of, like, over that hump. But I
Hmm.
remember back in the day, and I remember kinda being mad about it because I was like,
Hmm.
"I've, like, given 3 wonderful humans to this world. I've done all the things. I've been a
Hmm.
teenager, and now I'm a fucking teenager again." That's what it
Yep.
feels like, but you have
Yes.
all the responsibilities that come with being a full-time adult, like,
Yep.
Oh my
where
gosh, I
is
know.
the happiness and joy we can find in this, like, time where you're kind of you feel like you're climbing a cliff, like climbing a huge
Yes.
hill, and you're about to fall off the cliff half the time. It's
Yes, I
horrible.
think what you have to do, and I'm still trying to find it too, because like I said, I'm still on this journey myself. What I have come to appreciate, and what I hear from a lot of my patients that I help, is like you just don't have to care as much anymore, like about little things that used to really bother you. um you learn like what really matters, what doesn't matter, and there's just almost like a freedom
Mhm.
of this aging where that's how I feel, and that's how a lot of ladies that I speak to relate to, like whereas in my 30s, early 40s, like I was so worried about things that now I'm like it really doesn't matter, like it doesn't
Right,
matter. And so
right. Let it go.
um, let it go.
Let it
Yes.
go.
Now,
I wish I was there. You girls sound so healthy. I still
well,
hold on pretty
yeah,
tight.
I was gonna say, if you speak to my husband or my kids, they may disagree with you or disagree with what I'm saying, but I truly feel like there is so many positives about this. It's just a really hard journey, and
Yeah, it
what
is.
happens is I don't know if it's true with you ladies, but like our moms just weren't told. Like they weren't told what's happening. And it was just kind of like, oh, well, everybody just deals with it. Like we don't talk
Right,
about it. You just deal
right,
with
Right.
it.
right.
And they just kind of had to suffer through. So I feel like things are changing now. And now we can talk about it, and it can be more, in our
Mhm.
daily conversations, and you just don't feel so isolated.
Right. I do feel that isolation and that lack of isolation is so pivotal for mental
Yes.
health.
Yes.
And if you talk to all your friends about what's going on, even beyond, then you can go into your provider and be like, but
Hmm.
this is real. Like, you don't feel crazy. Cause I
No.
sometimes,
Yeah.
like, even for me, I'm like probably 10 years older than you. Going through that, my doctor was like, "You're fine. This is normal. This is normal. This is
Hmm.
normal." But I almost bled to death. Like, that's
Yeah.
not normal.
I was the same
So
way. It's not normal. And here's the deal, like it wouldn't be the same for a man. If a man were to walk in and present with multiple symptoms, they wouldn't be told, well, you're just going to have to deal with it. That's just
yeah,
part of aging. um and so again, I think times are changing, and more awareness is happening now, but there's still so much to do. Like there's still so many providers who just don't know. Like
yeah,
you can't be mad at them, because
right, because they
I
don't know
was
what
part
they
of,
don't know.
they don't know that. And and I was part of that generation. My husband is part of that generation where, when we were trained, we just weren't trained appropriately. So it's up to people like myself and other providers now who are advocates to try to change the narrative and get people better prepared.
So, Kim, kind of like wrapping up this whole perimenopause, menopause topic, because I do want to
Hmm.
talk to you about skin in a minute, but
Okay.
to our listeners, if they're going through perimenopause right now, what are the top 3 things that you would say they should think about, do, talk to? Like, what are the top 3 things they should you would recommend for someone going through this transition?
Number one, find a provider that will listen to you and not just want to check your labs and base treatment on that, because that is most of the time irrelevant.
Mhm.
Labs can play a role in treatment options, but they should not be the primary driver of your treatment plan. So find a provider that's willing to listen. Um, find a support network, like either if that's in your spouse or some friends, because you have to have somebody that you can talk to and relate to um, when you're going through this. Again, I mentioned earlier, I live in a house of all men. So I have a
You do.
husband and three boys. And so none of them have a clue about what it feels like to go through this part of life. So you got to find your network
Mhm.
somehow of
Mhm.
of people. And then I really think just, making it a priority to move your body, like whether that's just going for a walk every day, weightlifting, like I said, is so beneficial for our bones, but also just for our mental health. And this is a very trying time on women, and mentally, physically, emotionally, all
Yeah.
of the above.
Mhm.
So I guess that, that would be the top three
Those are
things that
good tips. Yeah.
I would recommend. There's
I
so
mean,
many things, but
we at the Three Fishes, that's why we started this, was to connect with people and support one
hmm
another. And I do think as you age, it's so critical to have that like network
yes,
of women that you can be honest and
Yeah.
open with,
Yeah.
and
absolutely.
they can share their experiences with you because we don't know all the answers. Nobody
Right.
does.
Mm-mm.
So we need each other.
There
For
are
sure.
no one knows all the answers, so that's
Yeah.
the thing, and it's really just again, a very nuanced topic, and it's very specific to whoever you're speaking to. Their symptoms are totally different than yours, but that the whole process is the same. Like we're all going to go through it. It's just going to be
Hey,
different. And
You
before
know
we
what? That can I ask you one question as you say that?
mhm.
Do all women experience some sort of symptoms
No,
or no?
mm-mm.
No.
Not
Okay.
necessarily. Like I have several women who have told me, they maybe at this point they're 60, early 60s, and they'll say, well, I don't know. I mean, I just stopped having a period. I didn't really have a lot of symptoms. So not every, I mean, those are few, honestly. I would
Yeah.
say the majority of women experience some symptoms.
Yeah.
Um, but again, they may not have recognized that what they were feeling was
Right.
actually related to transitioning from
Yeah.
perimenopause to menopause, because a lot of the things just get disguised as, well, I'm just tired, I'm just overworked, I'm just stressed, or
Yeah.
so they don't necessarily pinpoint that that's, because perhaps women think, well, I didn't have hot flashes, or I didn't wake up sweaty,
right.
or all the kind of the classic symptoms that you hear about. But that doesn't mean they didn't experience others. They may just not have known. But not everyone experiences them.
Yeah.
Right.
So I want to ask one last question, and that is,
Okay.
do men go through something similar? And is there a name for it?
No. I mean,
Of
so
course they don't. Of course
no.
they don't.
Well, let me say this. Men do have a decrease in their production of testosterone. It
Mhm.
doesn't go away. So that's the big
Mhm.
difference. Women, it goes away. Like the ovaries just quit.
Mhm.
And so, and then we can live, another one third of our life in that phase where we're not making that hormone that we've made for years and years. And so with men, yes, they have a change. Like they definitely have a decline in their testosterone, which can make, you know, them feel different. They can have
Mhm.
decreased energy. They can have, sexual dysfunction. They can have brain fog as well. But it's just not as drastic, and it's
Yeah.
not as what's the word? Like they're just it's more acceptable, like
Yeah.
socially acceptable,
Yeah.
and they're more likely to get intervention and get
Yeah.
help
Yeah.
than women are
Mhm.
for the most
Interesting.
part. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
that
hmm
hi,
tracks. Mm.
hi guys.
Kathy, you made it. All those technical difficulties. Happy to see you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, everybody. This is an
No problem.
important podcast I didn't want to miss either. Have you seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding? That
Oh,
movie?
years ago. Yes, years
And
ago.
that the aunt is like talking about the menopause.
Gosh, the menopause. Remind me.
All my life, I had a lump at the back of my neck. Then I started the menopause, and the lump got bigger. From the hormones, it started to grow.
She talks
Yes.
like it's a disease. Like
Yeah.
she
Well,
says like the hormones. And I think
yes.
like some of it is true because
Hmm.
I think for some women, and I feel like I'm one of those women, I think my hormones like really play a role in my everyday, like
Oh,
how I'm feeling.
absolutely. Absolutely, they
And
do.
I can relate to her.
I go to the doctor, and he did bio, the, bu- the bios, bu- the biopsy. And inside the lump, he found teeth and a spinal column. Yes, inside the lump was my twin.
I might have an
Oh,
unborn twin in me somewhere. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
it's so, yes, it
Yeah.
is. And it's like you said, like she called it the menopause. Like it was look, it has
Yeah, it's
been
like
looked
we
at
have
as
this
like
disease.
exactly. And
And-
like women were embarrassed to even mention the word. And like if you said
Yeah.
like a woman was menopausal, like it was kind of like, just ooh. And so now, it's really changing, and it's becoming less taboo, if you will. And like it's just part of it. Like it's what we go through, just like kids go through puberty, and we're kind of going in through puberty in reverse. Like it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
just a transition.
Mhm.
I know the hormones running in my house between me and my teenage son.
Oh,
The battle.
Good
preach.
times.
Yes, yes. I have
Good times.
three teenagers currently, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite a
Yeah,
household.
I have the
Basically,
same.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So we can all commiserate together
Mhm.
for
Yes.
sure. No.
All right, you guys, that was a lot of good information. And something that I am really taking away are three things that she said: find a provider that listens to you, find a support system, and know your body. So I think those three takeaways were super helpful. It was a great conversation. And because it ran really long. So we chopped it in two. So in 2 weeks, it will be all about skincare.
Yes.
All right, y'all, what's for dinner?
So dinner this week, I did a whole roasted chicken, which actually Nancy does all the time, and I do not. But I followed Ina Garten's Jeffrey's roast chicken recipe, so I made that for
Yeah.
dinner. And then with the leftovers, I put the carcass in a big pot. I made a big thing of bone broth, and I used that bone broth to make chicken and dumplings the following day. So we got 2 meals out of it.
Yum.
And I still have some bone broth in the refrigerator that we're going to use, which will be helpful because my husband has a cold. But anyway, we'll post these recipes. I know, it's real.
Hope you make it,
It's
Rich.
gonna be fine. Anyway, happy cooking. We'll post it in the show notes.
We want to thank you for listening to our podcast and letting us sisters jump into your day. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can access our show notes and all of our previous podcasts. Also, please share our podcast with your other little fishes so we can grow. And please, little fishes, join the sisters in watching A Merry Little Xmas so we can get our holiday groove on. We'll probably be watching a new show every week till the holidays are here. So please join us. It's on Netflix, and let us know what you think of it. Have a wonderful weekend, sisters out.